Imagine a country where golden temples rise above chaotic cities, where long-tail boats weave through turquoise waters, while millions of people navigate some of the busiest streets in Southeast Asia. A place where monks in orange robes walk past skyscrapers, where ancient kingdoms, tropical islands, street food, and modern megacities all exist side by side. This is Thailand. But behind the beaches, the temples, and the postcard-perfect sunsets, there is a country shaped by incredible geography, ancient empires, political upheaval, and a culture that has managed to preserve its identity while the world around it changes. Because Thailand is far more than a tropical paradise. It is a country of contradictions, a place where the old and the new don't simply coexist, they collide. And somehow, it works. The Kingdom of Thailand sits at the heart of mainland Southeast Asia, surrounded by Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Malaysia. And unlike many of its neighbors, Thailand has something remarkable in its history. It was never formally colonized by a European power. While countries across Southeast Asia were being divided between British, French, Dutch, and Spanish empires, Thailand managed to remain independent. But this wasn't simply luck. Thailand's survival was shaped by geography, diplomacy, and a willingness to adapt. And its geography is extraordinary. The country stretches from the mountains of the north, across vast agricultural plains, through one of Asia's most important river systems, and down into a long, narrow peninsula surrounded by tropical seas. In the north, Thailand becomes mountainous. The landscape is covered in forests, valleys, and rivers. This is where you find cooler temperatures, misty mountains, and ancient cities surrounded by nature. But travel south, and the landscape changes completely. The mountains give way to tropical beaches, limestone cliffs, coral reefs, and hundreds of islands scattered across the Andaman Sea and the Gulf of Thailand. It's one of the reasons Thailand became one of the world's most famous travel destinations. But there is something even more important hidden between these extremes: water. Thailand's geography has always been connected to its rivers, and no river is more important than the Chao Phraya. Several rivers flow southward and eventually meet in the Central Plains, creating one of the most fertile regions in the country. And at the center of it all is Bangkok, one of the most extraordinary cities in Asia. At first glance, Bangkok can feel overwhelming. Millions of people, motorbikes, taxis, skyscrapers, street markets, shopping malls, temples, traffic, and food stalls that seem to appear on almost every corner. But beneath the chaos is a city built around water. For centuries, canals and rivers were essential to life here. In fact, Bangkok was once known as the Venice of the East. Today, much of the city has been transformed by roads and skyscrapers, but the water is still there. The Chao Phraya River continues to cut through the heart of the city, carrying commuters, tourists, cargo, and countless long-tail boats. And rising above it all are some of Thailand's most famous temples, including Wat Arun, the Temple of Dawn. Its towering structure rises dramatically above the river, covered in intricate decorations that catch the sunlight. But Bangkok's most famous landmark may be the Grand Palace. For centuries, this enormous complex served as the home of Thailand's kings. And inside its grounds is Wat Phra Kyu, the Temple of the Emerald Buddha. For Thai people, this is one of the most sacred places in the country. And this tells us something important about Thailand, because religion isn't simply part of the country's history, it is part of everyday life. Thailand is predominantly Buddhist, and Buddhism can be seen almost everywhere. In the temples that dominate city skylines, in the monks walking quietly through the streets, and in the small spirit houses found outside homes, businesses, and hotels. But Thailand's spiritual world is more complicated than a single religion. Buddhist traditions exist alongside ancient beliefs in spirits, local folklore, and Hindu influences. The result is a culture where the spiritual and everyday worlds often overlap, and nowhere is this more visible than in the country's temples. But to understand Thailand, we need to go back. Long before Bangkok became a megacity, the center of Thai civilization was somewhere else. Ayutthaya. Founded in the 14th century, Ayutthaya became one of the most powerful kingdoms in Southeast Asia. Its location was almost perfect. Surrounded by rivers, the city was naturally protected, but it was also connected to important trade routes. Merchants arrived from China, India, Persia, Japan, and Europe. Ayutthaya became wealthy, powerful, but in 1767, everything changed. The Burmese army invaded. Ayutthaya was destroyed. Its temples were burned. Its palaces were abandoned. And the kingdom that had dominated the region for centuries was gone. But Thailand did not disappear. A new capital was established, and eventually, Bangkok became the heart of the country. This ability to adapt would become one of Thailand's defining characteristics. The country transformed from a largely agricultural society into one of Southeast Asia's major economies. And nowhere was this transformation more obvious than in Bangkok. Today, Bangkok is a city of extremes. One moment you're standing in front of a centuries-old temple, and minutes later, you're surrounded by glass skyscrapers and luxury shopping malls. There are Michelin-starred restaurants and tiny street stalls serving food for a few dollars. There are quiet neighborhoods and some of the busiest roads in the world. But perhaps the best way to understand Thailand is through its food. Because Thai food is not simply popular, it is global. Pad Thai, Tom Yum, green curry, mango sticky rice, som tam. These dishes have become famous far beyond Thailand. But inside the country, food is an entirely different experience. Thai cuisine is built around balance: sweet, sour, salty, spicy, bitter, and sometimes all at once. Thai food doesn't simply try to make one flavor stand out, it tries to create harmony between opposites. And perhaps that's another reflection of Thailand itself, because Thailand is a country built on contrasts. But there is another reason Thai food became so important: street food. In Thailand, eating isn't something that always happens inside a restaurant. It happens everywhere. On sidewalks, at markets, on boats, at train stations, outside schools, and late at night. Some of the country's best food can be found in places that look completely ordinary. A small cart, a wok over an open flame, and a cook who has spent decades perfecting the same recipe. But Thailand's relationship with food is about more than taste. It's about community. People eat together. Families gather around shared dishes. Friends meet over bowls of noodles. And markets become social spaces. Food is woven into everyday life. But while millions of people come to Thailand for its food, millions more come for the islands. And this is where Thailand looks almost unreal. In the south, towering limestone cliffs rise dramatically from emerald water. Some islands are surrounded by coral reefs, others are covered in dense jungle, and some are so small you can walk across them in minutes. Places like Phuket and Koh Samui became global tourism destinations. But perhaps the most famous landscapes are found around Krabi and the Phi Phi Islands. Here, enormous limestone formations rise straight from the sea. The scenery is so dramatic, it almost looks artificial. But this paradise comes with a price. Thailand has become one of the most visited countries in the world, and tourism has transformed entire regions. Hotels replaced fishing villages, roads reached remote beaches, and millions of visitors arrived every year. Tourism brought jobs and economic growth, but it also created enormous pressure on the environment. Some beaches became overcrowded, coral reefs were damaged, and fragile ecosystems struggled under the weight of millions of visitors. Thailand has been forced to confront a difficult question. How do you protect paradise when the world wants to visit it? In some places, the answer has been to temporarily close beaches and restrict access, because the very thing that made Thailand famous could also destroy what people came to see. In the far north, mountains rise toward the borders of Myanmar and Laos. This region is home to diverse ethnic communities, ancient traditions, and dense forests. Thailand is not one uniform place. It's a collection of regions, each shaped by its own geography, history, and culture. And then there is the elephant. Few animals are more closely connected to Thailand's identity. For centuries, elephants played an important role in warfare, transportation, agriculture, and royal ceremonies. Today, they have become one of the country's most recognizable symbols. But their story is complicated. Thailand's elephants are part of a major tourism industry, and while some sanctuaries genuinely work to protect animals, others have faced criticism for exploiting them. Once again, Thailand finds itself balancing tradition, economics, and modern expectations. And perhaps this is what makes the country so fascinating. Thailand is constantly changing, but it doesn't seem interested in becoming something else. It modernizes without completely abandoning its past. And then there is the concept of sanuk, the idea that life should contain enjoyment, that even difficult moments can be approached with a sense of lightness. It's one reason Thailand is often associated with warmth and hospitality. But behind the smiles is a country that has experienced enormous challenges: political instability, economic inequality, environmental pressure, rapid urbanization, and the struggle to balance development with tradition. Yet Thailand continues to evolve, and perhaps that's the real story of this country.